This is a video interview of Ray Weinrich, a member of the American Legion in Post 265 on Anderson Island. And Ray's going to tell us about his experience in the service, how he got in, how he got to Anderson Island, and how he got in the service. So if you could start, Ray.
Okay. Well, I came to Anderson Island in 1931.
Wow.
My folks bought down here, and waterfront property then was $1 a foot, and he bought the peninsula down by the yacht club, and then we moved over here permanently, and about 10 years ago anyway. Now my story starts with September 51. That's when we got married, my Eleanor and I, and we were down in San Francisco. It was a honeymoon. And I got a letter from my mother. She said, she phoned me, and she says, "You have a letter here." Well, it's from the draft board.
On your honeymoon?
Yeah. So we came home, and so I went over, to Seattle and made out this questionnaires, and they asked me what service I would like to go into, and I put down Navy first, and the Air Force, then the Army, and the Marine Corps. And I thought, well, luckily I won't get my fourth choice. Well, that's where I ended up at. So,
On the other hand, the Marine Corps is part of the Navy, so you did end up...
no, the Navy is part of the Marine Corps. And so I got on a train in Seattle, and we went down to San Diego for boot camp. And that's the worst for 10 weeks I ever had in my life. But and so things went not too bad. I'll always remember my drill sergeant, Sergeant Bumbaka, bless his heart. And we got there, the first thing they said, well, you need a haircut. And I thought, well, no, I just got my haircut. And you go in there, and the barber says, well, how do you want it, And I said, well, just sort of make it a light trim. Well, of course, he grabs those shears and he takes every hair on your head off, It was, and then when you were there, well, it was like prison. You didn't get any, there was no time off. You could have visitors, maybe on Sunday. Never went off the base. You went to the PX by your razor blades and, whatever else you needed. But that was it. And so I left. So I came home. And Well, I got my orders, and it said you were going down to Jacksonville, Florida for Navy school, and so me and my bride, we put everything we owned in a 46 Mercury coupe. We didn't have very much to start with, and we drove down there, and we got down there in 5 days, and man, I couldn't drive that many miles, and it was 3,600 miles, I think it was. So I went to school for when we came back. I got out of school December 20th, and we wanted to get back home for Christmas, so I drove back home in 4.5 days, and it was a tough go.
What was the school?
Oh, Naval Air School, Naval Aviation School, yeah. And I got training in with electronics. And so we came home for Christmas. Well, I went through that. Then we went to school down there, and then I got my orders to El Toro Marine Corps Air Station near Santa Ana, California. Oh, and I did hit a lot of beaches too when I was in the service. So we got down there. We lived in Santa Ana, 15,000 people at the time, and we'd go to the football games. Los Angeles Rams, I remember that. Was Crazy League Hirsch was the star. When you went there, why you drove through Orange, Fullerton, and Orange, Fullerton. Anyway, all those towns were only about 15,000 people. And we stayed in Santa Ana at first, and then we got a chance to go out to Corona del Mar, which is out on the coast. It was in the winter, so the rates were quite cheap. And that's when I hit the beaches of Balboa and Long Beach, and that was tough duty.
What do you mean by hitting the beach?
Well, we lived there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We hit the beach on our time off. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. And oh yeah, when we were in Florida, why we hit the beaches of Miami and Daytona Beach. And let's see. Let me check my notes here.
Sure.
What was I going to say? I can't remember. Oh, I remember in boot camp too, you didn't sit on your bunk, you know, I mean, you just slept on it, and sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, you'd have a fire drill. You'd have to get up and stand outside a line at attention, you know, and it was, I never got a good night's sleep the whole time I was in boot camp. When I had a chance to try out for the band, because I played the sousaphone when I went to Stadium High School. Well, before that, why they pulled out all my teeth, and if you ever try to play a wind instrument with no teeth, why you can't do it. So
So what kind of work did you do at El Toro?
was electronics,
Repairing
Yeah.
radios or radar or something on aircraft?
radios, and yeah,
Inside the aircraft?
radars, yeah.
Did you do flight line work and
Yes,
shop work?
both, yeah. I have a picture of the airplane if you want.
I'll take a picture of it then later on.
Yeah. Okay, and was an F-3D2. It was a two-seater. There was a pilot and the radar operator. Now there was no guided missiles or anything like that. It was just you find the plane on the screen, and you had two 20 millimeter in the nose, and they were the first planes to knock down a Korean plane. Actually, you didn't have any, you know, you just shot, you know. You didn't have anything else to help you, and they shot it down. So I don't know how he hit that airplane at 300 miles an hour. Anyway, they did it.
Was it a prop plane?
No, it was a jet.
It was a jet.
Yeah. It was a two-seater. And now the Navy couldn't have done that, you know. You see, it took a Marine to do it. And I don't know.
And did you meet any interesting people, or while you were anything that sticks in your mind?
Well,
Did the president ever come?
What?
Did the president ever come to see you, see how you were doing?
No. No, I had a cousin though in San Diego, and so we could visit. You know, we couldn't go off base, or I couldn't go off base or anything. You were restricted right there. So.
But didn't you live off base, or
what?
Did you not live off base, or?
Oh no.
No.
Not in boot camp.
Oh no, I mean after
No.
boot camp.
Yeah. Oh, well, yes. We lived off base then, of course.
But other than that, you just did your work. And how long did you stay in?
Oh, for 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
After you got to El Toro, or?
No. No, the 2 years
Or total
in the service.
in the
yes,
service?
yeah.
Okay. That included the school and the basic training.
Right, yeah. They asked me if I wanted to extend, and I said, no thanks. That was enough. I didn't like it in the service, in the Marine Corps, but I'm proud that I was a Marine, and I guess that's about it.
What kind of the aircraft electronics you worked on, was it, what kind of radio equipment? Any,
Well, it was just a radar.
just the radar you worked
Yeah,
on? Okay.
Yeah. And,
Like the radar antennas and everything,
yeah,
including the transceiver and everything else?
yes, yeah. And the planes were all for a carrier, you know, they were not on a carrier.
So did you do major maintenance then? Was that the main purpose
No.
of that, or?
No, just monthly check, or when they came in, why if they had any problems, why they would tell us, and we'd go out and fix it.
Mhm. Did each carrier have their own maintenance crew too on top of that?
Well, I didn't go on a carrier.
No, I mean, so when a carrier, if an aircraft had a problem on the carrier, they had aircraft avionics
They
people.
had somebody out there to
Yeah,
do that,
yeah.
yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah.
No, I stayed right there in Santa Ana.
Good. Well, in the meantime, your wife what did she do while you were gone all the time?
Oh, no, she was there. It was only boot camp was the only place that, you know.
She was not.
You don't take your wife to boot camp.
No. But what did she do while she was at?
Oh, she worked in the laundry, you know, worked in a restaurant, you know, things like that. She hadn't had any training either, you know.
Yeah.
She was 19, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Because when you're married and with just the income from an enlisted person, it's not a whole lot of money to spend.
No, it's not. It's a funny thing too, you know. When you got paid, you would stand in line and they would pay you with $2 bills. I don't know where they got them all from.
How much? Do you remember how much you got paid?
No, I don't. $98 a month, I think. I'm not sure. No, I made corporal. That was as far as I got. But for 2 years, that's about average.
Well, thank you for your duty, doing your duty to for your country, and we appreciate having you in the American Legion in Anderson Island. Especially since you're such an old, and you know your history goes so far back on the island.
Yeah.
And it's nice, and you're back again. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you.